you as a ref, right?
Yeah.
You've appeared more on Too Good, Too Bad than any other referee.
Oh, I have.
Yeah. Did you realise that had started to become a thing?
No, not really.
Oh, come on, you must have. You must have done
A little bit, yeah.
So, in everything that I was reading and listening about you before I did this interview, it struck me that in a lot of the interviews that you did, you say that on the way home from games, you listen to a lot of radio or you watch a lot of telly when you get home.
Yeah.
So do I need to say sorry before we...
No, because I was away last week in Spain and I heard you doing the podcast on the Monday night and it was okay, so you were good to me then.
But I thought that was really interesting that you listen and watch stuff after you've refereed.
I think that when I drive home from games, I think that we kind of text each other, the refs, and see what's gone on and what think of this penalty, what think of that. Then you'll hear the radios on Talk Sport and 5 Live, and they'll say, "Oh, there's clearly missed a penalty kick. It's a clear stick-on red card." You watch a match and think it's not even anywhere near, but it just makes conversation and people listening and people phoning and have a go at the refs, have a go at the officials, the players and everything. But it's just a way of trying to learn. And when you do get home and you watch the game on Match Today or on Sky, you kind of watch the games. Well, maybe I could have done something different. Yes, that was a pen. Why haven't I got the penalty decision right? And then try and get it right for the week after.
Have you always been able to take the criticism?
Early doors, no, because when I first got in 2000, we had some big personalities in our group. Poles, Barbers, Durkins, Duns, people like that. And I think that they never got criticised because they were at the top of the game. I was just starting and coming along. I used to drive home sometimes, get a bit depressed and read newspapers and think, oh, crap, I've only got a 5 in the sun, nightmare. I've had an awful game, but I haven't. It's just the way it marks. But you think yourself, when I used to work for a living on a serious note, I used to go into where I used to work at the chicken factory. You say, oh, you only got a 4 this weekend. You must have had a nightmare. I had a great game. People just think because they read what's in the press, that's what it comes across. But I can take the criticism. I do learn a hell of a lot from watching stuff as well. I think that over 20 years, you kind of earn a reputation of being a good referee, as I said before, without, praising my own ability for being on the...
Well, you have to be a good referee to have refereed at the top for 22
years. I'm more than happy. I'm
yeah.
chuffed to pieces. I think the players I've refereed over the years, some don't like me, some do like me. Some don't like the way I approach games, some do like the way I approach games. And when I give players a bit of stick back or give them a one-liner back and they don't like it, if they get upset about it, I will apologise 5 minutes later and say, look, sorry for what I said before, let's just move on, shake hands. And that just does happen. But I think players like the way I ref. Players will give me, because they know they can give me some stuff and I can give them back and they can kind of get away with it within the boundaries that's allowed.
Well, how much do you allow them to give it back to you?
I allow quite a lot.
Do you?
Yeah. Probably more than I should, but I'm more of a, how should we say, a management kind of referee than a stickler referee.
Is the referee Mike Dean that we have seen, say, over the last 5 years, the most experienced part of your career, the last 5 years, is that the real Mike Dean? If I was talking to your daughter, would she say, that's definitely my dad refereeing?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%. It's like, 'cause I referee how I am. I'm not like, I don't go out and do it like dead regimental. It's black and white. I've got a grey area in between when I referee, so I don't bend the rules. I do the rules as I'm supposed to do, but I can get a bit of leeway. But I just love what I do. I just love it.
How much research do you do before a game into who you're refereeing?
Well, when we get the games to on a Monday afternoon, I know my 2 linesmen are, or my assistants, what we call now, old school linesmen, assistants. So what I usually work with the same 2 or 3 guys throughout the season. So I usually get one of the guys to look after the home team, one guy to look after the away team, just go through set piece corners. I'll do the same thing myself. And when we meet in the hotel 4 hours before the game, we'll chat about it and see what the game plan is. I remember going to a dressing room once, I won't say the team, and the team was on the board, referee on the bottom. He used to say, Mike Dean, red card so many, yellow card so many this season, penalties, doesn't like holding, shirt pulling the corners, and that was on the sheet for all the players to look at. So they're doing homework on us, so we're doing exactly the same homework on them.
When that board in the room had number of red cards, number of yellow cards, did it also say, likes to let the ball go through his legs, or has mannerisms?
That's only happened last 5 or 6 years, I think. So that's kind of, So.
Why?
I don't know, just it is what it is, isn't it? So I just enjoy it. If I'm in the way, I'm not going to jump out over the bum, just let it go through me. Why not? You enjoy it, haven't you?
Did you realise that had started to be, I mean, you as a ref, right? Yeah. You've appeared more on Too Good, Too Bad than any other referee.
Oh, I have.
Yeah. have you got your stats on that at home? Right. So Did you realise that had started to become a thing?
No, not really.
Oh, come on, you must have. You must have done
a little bit, yeah. But it is what it is, and I love the, not that I want to be involved in the game. I'm not like a frustrated footballer. I'm not, but
Well, we all are, aren't
if
we?
the ball comes near me or goes through my legs, then it goes through my legs. So be it.
Okay, so there was that one. Ball up the back of the shirt
Yeah,
for the hat trick.
Yeah, that was just a spare. That was literally spare the moment.
When did that happen first? Aguero, was it?
Yeah,
Aguero?
he was looking for the ball. I thought, one lad said, just put something in the shirt. So I said, I haven't got it. I said, then I couldn't get the ball out of the shirt because the shirt was too tight. So
The no-look yellow card.
no idea where that come from, and I think what it might have done, because I said before years ago when I first started refereeing, my confidence was as good as what it is now. So I never used to look players in the eye, which is probably really bad when they give you a yellow card, because you should look them in the eye. And I kind of like giving somebody a yellow card and someone gives you a bit of stick to me right, and so I've kind of probably looked one way and just gone like that, and it's just happened.
So that, in many ways, that was out of insecurity. That isn't out of arrogance. That's out of insecurity.
Yeah. I get accused of being arrogant sometimes as well, but that's more, I think, of a confidence as well. I've got a bit of arrogance about me when I referee. I know I have, and people say that I have, but it's a lot of confidence in my game as well. Because I trust what I do, and it comes across as a very confident referee, which also comes across I've got a bit of arrogance about me, but I think I need to have that when I'm refereeing.
When you were first starting out, I'm not saying certain players intimidated you, but were some players had such a big presence that you felt it harder to referee them?
I think I got in the Premier League in 2000, was 31, 32, and you had massive, big personality players, the Keanes and people like that, Vieiras, they were all around then. And for me to come from like Football League to Premier League and refereeing them players, from going from like refereeing League One and League Two and the odd championship game to being in the Premier League, it's just a massive step, and I was probably in awe of them as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Probably a bit nervous and a bit scared of like making a decision. But the more you referee them, the easier it does become, because they know what you like.
Those early years, you finish refereeing a game, you go into your room, and then you're sitting there, are you, waiting for the managers to come into your room?
we have half an hour cut off if need be, and you know, I've had many managers come in and have a chat. Expressed his views of my very good performance during the afternoon. They just left on happy terms.
Can you remember the first time you were sitting in a room waiting for Alex Ferguson to walk in?
Yes, I can't remember what it was, but he does come in, and to be fair, he used to get a lot of stick to Alex when he was the manager, because he used to say, he used to always come in the dressing room and bang the door down. He never really used to come in, to be fair. He used to come in now and again to like express his views. Something's gone really, really bad, but he wasn't as bad as what people made out to him to be fair.
Most intimidating manager from the past, because you've still got a few games to referee?
Yeah, I think it has to be Arsene. I think when Arsene was at Arsenal, I always found it tough, not refereeing Arsenal in general, I found it tough refereeing Arsenal when he was the manager. But I think it's just his presence, and I think he wanted just the best for Arsenal all the time, and if you get any way of trying to get one over, and he would try and do it, but he was tough to communicate with and get on with.
What's your proudest achievement football-wise?
To be at the top for 22 years. You know, players can be at the top for 22 years. Not many, but some can be. Some players don't want it. I think I've kept myself in pretty decent shape since 95 when at the Football League line, so it's 27 years, you know, that being at the top as a top class official. But I think just being in the position I've been in for the last 22 years and refereeing the best lot of football ever, having the best seat of the house every week and not having to pay for it's ideal, and just watching so many different players and so many great games I've been involved in, and I think just that being involved in such a great sport. I love football from a kid, watching Tranmere, so it's just I'll miss it terribly next year. I really will. I don't know what it'll be like come August, but we shall see.
Thanks for checking out the BBC Sport YouTube channel. Remember to give this video a like and make sure you subscribe and hit the bell button so you never miss an upload. See you soon.